So flashing green light here. The car's not really taking off, so I'm going to give it a tap on the acceleration because a car next to us is approaching us on our left. So FSD has to decide here if it needs to pick up its pace. So that was well done as well. Whoa, parking next to these big snow mountains over here. Hello everyone, welcome back to another FSD supervised video. So we are on version 12.5.6.4. We just got this last night. It doesn't seem like there's much updates on the notes or anything like that. We do have additional data sharing, and I accepted that right now, and you can go to the options and accept that. It is to opt in for sound detection data with Tesla on a short audio recording of up to 10 seconds. That's for collecting any siren is approaching. So this is them preparing themselves to be able to gather data for emergency services and sirens and so on, so that they can so that FSD can actually react to that to those sounds. So this is a very interesting update. I'm not sure how the audio is captured. If there's a microphone that is outside of the car, or is it just from inside? I could imagine it can make out how loud it is going to be. So that is very nice, and I've accepted this data so that we can help Tesla develop that option. And then you've got some other stuff like Slacker and I don't know what, and these are like just uh, minor updates. So we're going to test out FSD today. We'll see how it's going to do. We're going to do our first impressions, which is a combination of urban setting, and then we'll go off to the highway and we'll do a little bit of a highway test, and we'll do a little bit of an auto park test to just make sure there's no changes there as well. So now that we're ready, we'll hit engage, and we'll see if FSD is going to get out of this parking lot. It doesn't seem like it, and it's we're parked kind of like on a driveway setting area, so I'm going to tap the accelerator here and see if it's going to. There we go, there's the spin on the steering wheel. So again, we can see that we still need some help with, the FSD does need some help with getting out of parking lots for now. So slowing down here for this, but okay, I'm going to tap the accelerator here. I'm not too sure why it decided to stop there. So that's not a good indicator so far. It seemed like that person with two dogs, that dog was getting close to the crosswalk, but made the car stop. And then we did go to a complete stop. I waited to see if the car is going to continue on, but it didn't. So in order not to confuse the other guy on a stop signal, I had to tap the accelerator there. So that's our first intervention right off the get-go, I would say. So if you folks haven't done yet, please hit like and please subscribe to this channel. It'll support me a lot. I'm very close to hitting 2,000 subscribers. Please help me reach that milestone. It'll help me a lot, and it'll help the channel and get more visibility to folks out there. So yeah, I primarily do a lot of testing on snow conditions. If you haven't seen my last previous videos, I did a snow highway test with version 12.5.6.3, and I did another one which is urban residential test as well, and those were very successful. If you haven't watched them, they're very interesting, and it's very interesting to see FSD how it behaves in snow conditions compared to normal conditions like here. So the other one thing that I'm going to change here in my settings is probably around the autopilot. I am going to increase my max offset. I did decrease it before just for the just because of the winter conditions. And now that the snow is kind of over the streets, we are good to go with. We're good to put back our set speed a little bit higher again. Okay, so I'm going to just remove this set here. Let's see how FSD does this turn. Very nicely done. So we're going off to our second waypoint here. Oops, looks like we have a little bit of a glitch. Let me try and sort this out. Oh, here we go. Right, now it's working. Yeah, that's exactly the route that I want, and I'm going over 30 kilometers per hour, so I am going to reduce disengage actually and reduce my speed over here. So it seems like we still don't have playground zone detection. So if you folks haven't heard, Tesla is giving away higher referral incentives right now. So if you use my code, and I'll put it up on my video here, it's called ColdNV, tiny URL ColdNV, and if you click on that, it'll take you to my Tesla referral link, and you can enjoy up to 2,000 US dollars or 2,600 even Canadian dollars if you use my referral code off your next Tesla if you order one from now till the end of the year. Very overly cautious here. I think a little bit too excessive. And this is primarily maybe because I did hit the brake and disengage. And normally when you do that, FSD kind of goes to a cautious mode for a while there. So unprotected left over here. It's a little bit too slow here, to be honest. Let's see how it reacts over here. It should go a little bit faster. A little bit too robotic for my liking, but nevertheless, it's still doing its job, and now we're going back to higher speeds. So if you folks haven't heard, version 13 is out, but it's only to selected few early testers. I think there's just about 3 or 4 of them that are out there right now with hardware 4 cars. This version exclusively right now, 12.5.6.4, is going out to hardware 4 vehicles, kind of like mine, and hardware 3 vehicles are actually not getting it yet. Hardware 4 vehicles are getting this update, but still without the holiday update. The holiday update is out on hardware 3, folks, and selected hardware 4 cars where they don't have FSD because they're getting the older, because right now it's linked to the older FSD Pro version, which is version 12.5.4.2. So there we go. So if you guys are wondering why we don't have the holiday update on my screen right now, it's because Tesla did not send it out yet. I am on chill mode over here, so I'll switch it back to standard just to keep it relevant here. We don't want it to be, and this is primarily because we are on an 80 kilometer speed road, and it's kicking on the highway FSD speed profiles with those. So we're coming up to a left turn over here. I'll probably fast forward you over here until the traffic light hits green, and we'll see how FSD will do this left turn. So we got the flashing green light here, which is telling us that we're advancing. Right away, the car takes off along with the vehicle in front of us. And yeah, this has been, a little bit of a correction on the steering wheel there, but all is good. Just fixing my next waypoint here. So if you folks haven't heard, version 13 right now is going out to early testers, like I mentioned. And also it does include the speed profiles that are for the highways onto any speed limit roads, if that makes sense. So previously the speed profiles for the highway were meant just for highway and for roads that are 80 kilometers plus, or I think it was like 50 miles per hour plus. But now it's going to be extended over to any type of scenario. So parking lots, I'm not too sure actually about parking lots. I don't know if you need chill standard or hurry on parking lots as well. But parking lots, I think parking lots might get it. But any other speed, like different types of speeds on normal roads like city streets and urban streets are also getting it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how well it will do in those scenarios. A little bit of a harsh brake there, and then a pull to the front a little bit. That wasn't a very comfortable braking scenario there for FSD. So flashing green light here. The car's not really taking off, so I'm going to give it a tap on the acceleration. That's very disappointing, to be honest. I feel like version 12.5.6.3, I haven't really gotten that issue at all. So I'm starting to wonder now if there is some sort of regressions that are coming up on this version .4 implementation here. Yeah, so that was very disappointing. I typically don't have to intervene at all, especially being at the front, right at the front of the traffic light. We'll give it a go over here and see how it's going to react. I did give it a few seconds there, but there was a car behind me, so I couldn't really wait it out even longer. So let's see how it does over here. Green light, 1 Mississippi. Okay, so it does take off right away. So not too bad, but yeah, the blinking green light. Let's see if that was the issue or not. Maybe we'll get another chance on our drive here. So it's green right now, and we are supposed to take our. So we are supposed to change lanes to our right lane over here. Let's see how it's going to perform that. We might be just overtaking that car just a bit. The car right next to me is actually going a little bit fast. Let's see if it's yeah, there's that indicator. So we are okay in this case. The car is still behind me, but there's a fair enough distance for that. So good overtaking maneuver there, or changing lane maneuver, and we should be taking our right coming up over here. And this is a yield scenario here. So the cars on the left are actually clear. So wow, and it gets a little bit too close there to that ice dam next to me. And we do have a little bit of friction with it, but it wasn't too bad, to be honest. Green light, and we're off. So we should be taking left over here, and so it does decide to go behind the car next to us. And we are going straight over here and then turning left. Typically it does go over these yellow lines over here, and we can see it's kind of doing that right now again, but just very close enough. So it does take advantage of that um, extra street asphalt there. When there's a lot of traffic, it does go through that yellow line very preemptively. We are going left over here, and then we'll be joining into the highway. It'll be interesting to see if there's any changes there as well. So far, yeah, a little bit of regression around intersections. I'll further test that out for you folks, but especially blinking green lights is very particular to our area over here. Geographically speaking, it's not much of an issue in the United States, is what I understand, since they don't really have the advanced green light over there. But if you folks are watching from those locations, please do let me know in the comments below if otherwise I am incorrect. So yeah, folks, if you haven't done yet, please hit like to this video, like it, and subscribe to my channel if you've been watching and you haven't subscribed yet. It will help me a lot. Having more subscribers means my videos get more reach and I get more support to create more content. So appreciate that. And yeah, right now we're driving 65 on a 60, so that's very good speed management. I recall the previous version we used to go a little bit faster, and just over the speed limit. So there are some improvements there that we can notice over the long term of minor iterations to version 11 or version 12. Sorry. And yeah, we shouldn't have really changed lanes there because this lane is ending, and it doesn't really do that the lane ending maneuver very nicely over here. It does sometimes tend to signal for lane change, but it chose not to do there. I know sometimes I'm very picky about these scenarios, but to be honest, the more picky I am, um, the better I can realize if there's any improvements on the upcoming versions. Because if you're not picky and you're just and you've accepted what FSD does, you can't really gauge how the improvements are coming along. So there we go. So yeah, we're starting to build up our speed here. It's a little bit too slow for my liking, but this is a very long off ramp, and the merge does come up in the end. So yeah, we're up to 95 now, even though the speed limit's 60. We are going to see a good merging maneuver over here, I think, because a car next to us is approaching us on our left. So FSD has to decide here if it needs to pick up its pace, and yet it decides to merge in, and that car really does push us up to the most uh, let's say to the extreme, actually. So it seems like, so that's really well done. Like that merge, I think it did it cautiously, and it just waited until there's enough gap between us and the car behind me so that it does actually can fit in. Nice off-ramp maneuver here. Takes the exit in a very smooth way. Previous highway stack used to do a lot of jiggling getting into the exit. Driving a little bit left and right before entering. Nice slowdown over here for the off ramp. And then we can see that there is a gap next to us, as you can see in the visual here. So it's safe for it to join in. So now what it does have to do is change lanes in this heavy traffic situation to get into the parking complex in the strip mall over here on our left hand side. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to find that gap. Signals well early here, and it does squeeze itself in behind the car behind us. So that was well done as well. Whoa, getting a little bit too close to that car there in front of us. Nicely done. Okay, so I did actually route it to the car wash in this area over here. So let's see if it does actually park right in front of the place, or if it stops in the middle of the road. It'll be interesting to see, just to mix it up a little bit. And then once we reach the destination, we'll find out. We'll do a little bit of a auto park test to see if there's any changes there as well. Good left turn here with the flashing green light on right behind a very strong and steep sunlight. Should be going left here, and this is our way of. That's very nicely done. So it didn't actually stop there. I was worried there for a second. Getting itself into this parking, and it does drive over these ice dams here. It doesn't really realize that these are avoidable. Okay, so it's coming up to a stop here. And now it's saying autopilot navigation complete, but it's still driving along. So let's see if it's going to park in front of the car wash place over here. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it does decide to stop right over here. Yeah, now it's driving forward. So yeah, now it's going through a loop, a little bit of a loop on its nav over here, we can see. So yeah, this is where it's going to be stuck on a loop and it doesn't really know. All right, so we'll disengage over here and we'll continue our testing. So let's see. I want to find an area where it's kind of covered with ice, just to give it a little bit of more a challenge, so that we don't see actually um, any lanes. Nothing here, so let's give it a shot over here. So yeah, right off the get-go, you can see the parking spots are popping up. So the usual Autopark software here. Nothing really seems different. We've got the same shadings going on. There's a lot of glare on the camera here due to the sunlight condition. And it does say actually that Autopark is degraded. Doesn't really detect anything over here. I was hoping maybe we can get it to Autopark, but it doesn't seem like it. Okay, let's give it a shot over here. I want to see if there's any differences next to parking next to these big snow mountains over here. It doesn't really detect anything next to these. Let's see if we can park right next to this over here spot. There we go. We'll give this a shot. It seems to be very hesitant here, and I'm not too sure if it's due to the sunlight conditions. Like, it's going really far ways. And yeah, you can see the tracking here of the tentacle is going a little bit haywire. Getting really close to that. Getting really close to that ice, as you can see on the screen on the capture card here. Yeah, not too bad. All right, folks. So that pretty much wraps up our highway Autopark test. Let's go through our last two scenarios over here. We have a few roundabouts that are. I'm gonna give it a tap here because it doesn't go off the from a stopped position for some reason. This is a well-known glitch that it seems to have been resolved in version 13, as we see some videos from our early testers. But yeah, let's see how it does through these last two scenarios where we have two roundabouts, and I'm always interested to see how it reacts on those roundabouts. And typically, it does really well. Nicely done left turn over there. Flashing green light, going through it well. Maybe that was a one-off situation where the flashing green light happened to confuse FSD. So yeah, I think I guess as we get there to that roundabout, we'll just wrap up here very quickly. So thoughts on this version? Very minor changes. It still feels very comfortable, very smooth. There's a few scenarios where it kind of braked very harshly at an intersection, and we had to do a lot of interventions. I think 2 to 3 interventions in this drive so far. Autopark seems to be normal. Highway testing seems to be normal, so a tick over there. If you guys want me to do a prolonged, like extended highway test, I had a trip last weekend to the mountains, and it performed phenomenal, like phenomenal. Like I couldn't imagine like highway stack being any better than this. It just did all the lane changing, all the signaling, and all the maneuvers that were required at the right time at the right place, and it's just incredible. It's just incredible. Like an hour and a half on the highway with FSD just driving itself, and you're just supervising, and very light supervising because everything was done in a very confident and well done maneuvers. So yeah, if you folks want me to do a more testing on the highway, I'll be happy to do that, an extended one, something of that sort. Highway. So yeah, so that was good. Autopark was as per normal operation, and yeah, like the roundabouts were good as well. So no changes there. Maybe we can benefit from a little bit of better signaling when exiting the roundabout and so on. I think that will be beneficial. But otherwise, folks, this is it. Version 12.5.6.4. Hopefully, we'll be getting version 12. And yeah, hope you folks have a good one. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if we don't get version 13, can't come up with any new videos. There's a new snow video that I'm gonna put out with Autopark in snow conditions, very heavy snow conditions. So you barely see any lane markings. So watch out for that. It's dropping on the weekend as well. And yeah, if I don't see you for version 13, then happy holidays and happy New Year. And yeah, otherwise, we'll see you for version 13 and me again. And hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next time. Have a nice day.